The World Cup is football's biggest stage, where one brave touch, save, or run can turn a player into a legend. Heroes here are not always the ones who lift the trophy. Sometimes they are goalkeepers, substitutes, defenders, or captains who stand tall when the pressure becomes impossible. Every moment carries emotion, national pride, and the weight of millions watching. Some heroes rise in the final seconds, while others change history with one fearless decision. Today, we count down the top 30 heroic moments in World Cup history. Moments when courage, belief, and timing turned ordinary seconds into unforgettable football memories. 30 Bounou builds Morocco's wall. In 2022, Morocco faced Spain in a tense shootout. Yassine Bounou stayed calm, read the penalties, and protected a dream bigger than one match. His saves carried Morocco into the quarterfinals and gave African and Arab football one of its proudest nights. 31 Livakovic rescues Croatia. Against Japan, Japan had energy, discipline, and belief, but Croatia had Dominik Livakovic. In the 2022 shootout, he saved 3 penalties and turned pressure into control. Croatia survived because their goalkeeper refused to blink when Japan's fairy tale reached its most dangerous moment. 32 Tim Krul becomes the penalty specialist. In 2014, the Netherlands made a shocking goalkeeper change before penalties against Costa Rica. Tim Krul entered with one purpose. He studied, delayed, guessed, and saved. It was bold management, but it became heroic because Krul accepted pressure with complete confidence. 33 Ochoa defies. Brazil attacked Mexico again and again in 2014, but Guillermo Ochoa produced a performance of pure resistance. Neymar's header looked certain to score until Ochoa flew across goal. That night, Mexico's goalkeeper turned a draw into a personal monument. 34 Courtois denied Neymar. Brazil pushed Belgium back in 2018. Searching for one final escape, Neymar curled a shot toward the corner, but Thibaut Courtois reached out and tipped it away. That save carried Belgium into a historic semi-final and broke Brazilian hope. 35 Chadli completes Belgium's miracle comeback. Japan led Belgium by 2 goals, and history seemed ready for an upset. Then Belgium fought back. In the final seconds, Kevin De Bruyne drove forward. Romelu Lukaku left the ball, and Nacer Chadli finished a perfect counterattack. Football rarely moves from panic to glory so quickly. 36 Shaqiri wins it. For Switzerland against Serbia in 2018. Switzerland needed courage late in the match. Xherdan Shaqiri sprinted behind the defense and calmly scored the winner. His goal carried emotion, identity, and defiance, turning stoppage time into a moment of release. 37 Kroos saves Germany from collapse. Germany was seconds from disaster against Sweden in 2018. Toni Kroos had made a costly mistake earlier, but he stepped forward for a difficult free kick. From a tight angle, he bent the ball into the far corner and kept German belief alive. 38 Mbappe announces himself against Argentina. In 2018, Kylian Mbappé ran at Argentina like lightning. He won a penalty, scored twice, and changed the match with frightening speed. At 19, he did not behave like a young player, he played like a future king. 39 James Rodriguez creates a masterpiece. Colombia missed Radamel Falcao in 2014, but James Rodriguez gave the nation magic against Uruguay. He controlled the ball on his chest and volleyed it under the bar. It was not just a goal, it was art under pressure. 40 Donovan saves the United States. The United States was heading out in 2010 until Landon Donovan followed up with one last attack against Algeria. The rebound arrived and he finished. Players collapsed, fans erupted, and a nation learned how beautiful stoppage time can be. 41 Grosso breaks Germany's resistance. The 2006 semi-final between Italy and Germany seemed destined for penalties. Then Fabio Grosso curled a left-footed shot into the corner. His celebration captured shock and joy at once. Italy had found a hero at the perfect time. 42 Zidane gives France its crown. In 1998, France entered the final against Brazil under enormous pressure. Zinedine Zidane rose twice from corners and scored 2 headers. Those goals transformed him from genius playmaker into national icon and gave France its first World Cup 43. Ronaldo finds redemption. Ronaldo carried the pain of 1998 into the 2002 final against Germany. He answered every doubt with 2 goals. His comeback was more than scoring. It was proof that broken confidence can return stronger on the biggest stage. 44 Casillas saves Spain's future. In the 2010 final, Arjen Robben raced through with the World Cup almost in reach. Iker Casillas spread himself and blocked the shot. Spain later won through Iniesta, but first their captain had to save the dream. 45 Iniesta ends. Spain had waited forever for a World Cup. In extra time against the Netherlands, Andrés Iniesta found space and struck the winner. His goal was calm, clean, and historic. A golden generation finally touched immortality. Götze delivers Germany's 4th star. The 2014 final needed one moment of soft control inside a hard battle. Mario Götze controlled André Schürrle's cross and volleyed past Argentina. A substitute became a legend, and Germany became world champion again. Gyan steps up after heartbreak. In 2010, Asamoah Gyan hit the bar with the last kick of extra time against Uruguay. Many players would have disappeared. Minutes later, he took another penalty in the shootout and scored. That was courage after pain, Suarez sacrifices. Everything on the line. Luis Suarez's handball against Ghana in 2010 remains controversial, but it changed history. He accepted the red card, Uruguay survived, and Ghana missed the penalty. To Uruguay, it was sacrifice. To Ghana, heartbreak. Football, unforgettable drama. Umtiti sends France toward the final. France and Belgium were locked in a tense 2018 semi-final. Samuel Umtiti attacked the near post and headed in the decisive goal. Defenders rarely received the spotlight, but his leap carried France within one match of glory. Kane finds England's late answer. England struggled against Tunisia in 2018, and familiar fear returned. Then Harry Kane appeared in stoppage time and headed the winner. It was not glamorous, it was the captain's instinct, and it gave England belief at the beginning of a new journey. Coutinho breaks. Costa Rica's resistance. Brazil grew frustrated against Costa Rica in 2018. The match looked trapped until Felipe Coutinho kept running into the box and squeezed the ball home. The goal showed that heroism sometimes means staying patient when pressure becomes unbearable. Pelé introduces the future. In 1958, 17-year-old Pelé played the final against Sweden with fearless imagination. His goals helped Brazil win its first World Cup. The world did not only see a new champion, it saw the birth of football's greatest global icon. Gordon Banks saves the impossible. In 1970, Pelé headed the ball downward and everyone expected the net to move. Gordon Banks flew across the goal and pushed it over. The save became legendary because it defeated certainty itself and earned respect from Paolo Rossi. Silences the doubters. Italy needed a miracle against Brazil in 1982, and Paolo Rossi delivered 3 goals. He had been questioned before the tournament, but his hat-trick revived Italy and shocked the favorites. Redemption never looked more ruthless. Geoff Hurst completes final history. The 1966 final at Wembley reached extra time and tension. Geoff Hurst had already scored twice before smashing in his third. It remains the only hat-trick in a men's World Cup final and sealed England's greatest football day, Maradona's goal of the century. In 1986, Diego Maradona collected the ball in his own half against England and ran through history. Defender after defender fell behind him before he finished. It was imagination, balance, and genius, moving at full speed. Mbappe refuses to surrender in Lucelle, France looked finished in the 2022 final, but Kylian Mbappé dragged them back. He scored a penalty, a stunning volley, and another penalty in extra time. Even in defeat, his hat-trick felt like an act of defiance. Martínez saves Argentina's dream. Late in extra time of the 2022 final, Randall Kolo Muani had the World Cup at his feet. Emiliano Martínez spread his body and made the save. Without that moment, there is no Argentina celebration and no Messi coronation. Messi completes football's greatest story. Lionel Messi entered Qatar carrying nearly 2 decades of expectation. He scored, created, suffered, led, and survived the wildest final of modern football. When he lifted the trophy, it felt like destiny finally answering. The boy from Rosario had completed the story. Before we begin, hit subscribe and turn on the bell for more unforgettable football stories. This countdown is packed with last-minute goals, impossible saves, and World Cup drama. Stay till number 1, because the greatest heroic moment is waiting at the end.